as our guest. He is a academy member on our footballers program, and we're lucky enough has been premier this year. So we're having a little chat off air, and it's been obviously a successful year, winning the premiership for Mornington Football Club. So welcome, Alex. Thanks for jumping on for a chat, mate.
Thank you for having me.
Uh, I reckon you'll be our first of our members that have joined on the podcast this year that have won the premiership, mate. Talk us about. Obviously, it was your first one as well. We're discussing off air, so talk us about the feeling of when you guys won that premiership.
Well, in the third quarter, our the break got called off by half an hour due to lightning, and we're all just kind of sitting in the locker room, just kind of building up. We got told by coaches we haven't won it yet. Just keep focused, and if you go out in that quarter, it's like just stay warm because obviously half an hour when you're up in the last going into the last quarter, like all the nerves start to get to you, especially since it's your first grand final. So like a lot of us were just kind of talking, but the room energy was kind of calm as well. And then heading out, just we were absolutely pumped and ready to give it our all out there.
Fantastic. That makes it even more special, I guess, when you've got an extra challenge like that. Is that the first time a game's been paused for 30 minutes due to weather?
I believe one of ours has, but my mate who played in the 17s grand final for Mornington as well, they also got theirs delayed by half an hour. But yeah, it was definitely a different feeling. It's just never been delayed before, and especially in a grand final, most most people never play footy. Like I think a couple of our players played different sport before this year as well, so it was good to see them not getting like too scared or too nervous and really rise up and take it in the moment.
Yeah, fantastic. And what position have you played this year, mate?
I've played about 90% of the back, get a couple of runs in the mid, but yeah, played as more of a off the half back flank, like kind of being an aggressive, helping out the mids and help deliver entries into the forward 50s.
Yep. Yep. So the kicking aspect of your game, it sounds like a strength.
Yeah, especially since last year, my kicking was average, and then I got once I started fully focusing on my form, my drop, my eyes to the ball. Obviously, one of the senior coaches said his biggest pet peeve is when a player can't kick, and he won't be selected if he's a liability, basically guaranteed to turn the ball over. So I felt like that was one of my aspects of the game I should become pretty elite in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty important aspect of the game. So yeah, that's smart to take it upon yourself to hone that strength and like you said, become elite, but really put that focus on the basics. What it sounds like with the fundamentals first. Um, Talk us about how long you've been playing football. At what age did you start to really fall in love with the game?
Well, I did Oz kick back when I first moved to Mornington, so around 10 years ago. I took a break because obviously I couldn't do footy at 6 years old. Uh, my dad didn't know about starting under nines at eight, so I started it at nine in under nine. So came in a year after everyone else, but still basically there from the get go. And I've just been in love with footy ever since. Never wanted to stop. Always wanted to get better, and really loved doing it. Spending all my time just practicing.
Fantastic. And have you always played sort of the half back line?
When I first started, obviously you're all over the place in junior footy, but as we've gone on more, I was more of a mid, especially last year, but more of a defensive kind of mid. So I really fit into that backline role pretty well, especially being a more aggressive backman to help out the mids and basically a mid that started in the backline.
Very good. And what motivated you to start on our online strength and conditioning program this year?
Well, when I first noticed last year, I was uh, just outside top five in our best and fairest votes. So I really focus on like if I really want to be serious about football, I really need to get a program that's really good and suits me quite well as well to build up my body because I feel like that's what I was lacking a bit in the midfield and back line. And my dad wanted me to try and find it, so like I would be motivated to do it as well. And That's what ended up happening, finding Prepare Like a Pro, and just helped me ever since.
Fantastic. That's awesome, mate. Yeah, that's a I think a yeah, effective approach to go, having the athlete really sort of have you, I guess if we use the analogy of you're driving the bus of your own career in a sense. But if I, obviously the coach is giving you feedback about the importance of kicking, but then you took it upon yourself to put in extra work with your kicking, and your dad's recommended obviously work on your strength, and then you've explored and found us. How'd you find us? Was it on social media,
Um,
Googling?
it was a bit of both. Like started off by searching on like the internet, searching up good football strength programs. Found two. Went to the Instagram. The other one wasn't really that really showing. Like doesn't really show that much of what they did. Found Prepare Like a Pro. Found the coaches and all the coaches, and we found the coach that I had, Ben. He was quite not new, but the newest member of Prepare Like a Pro there, and just seeing what he did, what he focused on, and it just really helped make the decision a lot easier to pick a really good program that showed a lot of promising results as well.
Fantastic, mate. And yeah, we're talking a little bit off air about some of the ways that it's helped your performance on field. But I guess for the listeners that maybe haven't followed a football strength and conditioning program, what does a typical week look like for you? In season. I know you're in off season now after enjoying the premiership, but what would an in season week look like for you from a gym point of view, but also your training nights at your at Mornington?
Well, for the home and away season, I always tried to avoid doing gym and training and obviously games on the same time. So I always tried figuring out a way to do gym the next day or the day after, and avoid Saturdays as well. Saturday to try and build up all the carbs that I'll need for the uh, keep all the carbs I'll need for the game on the next day. But yeah, it left me a lot of time as well, and obviously helping me fit in gym sessions, especially with only two trainings a week. It was really easy to find time slots to put the gym session times, especially since they don't go for too long as well. Like it's not like a three hour, 2 hour session. It's like a short, productive, sharp session.
Was that before school or after school?
Uh, I started off with before school in the mornings, but I always felt like I wasn't giving it 100% in the morning since especially at the start of the session, like I wasn't awake. So I started moving. I'm a part of a small gym, so not really a lot of people after school. So I started going after, and I just feel like my results have been even better. Being able to like fully awake after a long day as well, getting into some nice, comfy clothes, and just going and doing the program. And well, yeah.
And if any of your mates tagged along with you as the year progressed and they started noticing your progress?
Oh, one of my mates did. He plays basketball, so our program's a bit different, but a lot of the same at the same time. Like, especially working legs, I noticed our program is almost identical, except for plyometrics. He does a lot more, obviously, but he helped me with that aspect as well, showing me how important legs really is, because I didn't really love doing, especially over arms and that, because well, no one really. You obviously want to look good, feel good, but obviously the legs just help my performance so much, and especially after that, with my flexibility as well, helping to kick further. Started lining up set shots from about 15 meters out, and like 15 meters out on hand on before what I was already doing. It was just really good to get advice from him as well.
That's it. It sounds like a great training partner, and a good environment as well with the local gym that you've got. Not too big, but at least you've got access to everything you need, which is fantastic. Talk us about the specific aspects of your game that you found adding a strength and conditioning program to your season this year helped with, whether it be the contest side. You mentioned kicking, so getting some extra distance from a flexibility point of view. What are some other aspects, whether it be from a fitness, speed, strength point of view that helped out your game?
Well, with the speed, when I started working with Ben, he helped. He noticed my some errors in my form, like my launch, my top speed, how it's kind of hunching over, and he showed me videos and like gave me like Q-tips, like to get my knees higher, like breaking a glass pane over top of my leg, or when trying to push down a power. He knows that I liked Formula One, so like the pistons in a Formula One car. And he just used a lot
Oh,
of, so just started to build up like a complete restart of my form, and already are seeing improvements in my top speed and my acceleration in my first couple of steps have definitely improved. Obviously, still need a little bit more, but definitely way better than the start of the season, helping me become one of the fastest people on my team. Obviously, not for long distance, but I'm still trying to work on that. That's what hoping the program still does, and it has. I've been able to improve my 2K time trial from about a 7 minute 30 to now, I think about 30 seconds faster. I still need to do that at the start of this year to see
yeah.
improvements.
Yeah, so that's the benchmark test, is it, at your club, the 2K time trial?
Yes, I think at the start of every preseason, we do a 2K time trial. Did it start last season? Then I did it at the end of this, well, not end of this season, about 1 week away from finals. And yeah, I've got to do it again pretty soon.
Oh, you did one in season, 2K time trial before finals.
Yeah, the program suggested as well to get like a rough estimate, because obviously I'd rather notice it before going into finals. Like if my 2K has gone slower, then maybe I need to make some changes. Or maybe if I'm not seeing enough, I need to maybe focus a bit more on my distance and my capacity or robo capacity, and just minor areas, not too big. Obviously, 1 week out, but hopefully it fixed it, and which it did, and it was really good to see, especially on the weekends, being able to run out games.
Yeah, it's fantastic. 30-second increase in seasons, a great effort. It's obviously with the demands of the game, it can be really challenging to fit everything in, but clearly your consistency is paying dividends, mate, and you finished off the year in tip-top shape. What about for the future? Let's cast forward to, let's say, your off season and your preseason go amazingly well. You hit all your strength and conditioning sort of markers, and keep up your football with your skills. What would you like to achieve next season?
I would really like to achieve to join the senior part of our team at Mornington, like to join the 19s and really get a leap ahead on, or because I really want to play in the AFL, and I really hope that this helps me get there. Especially like if I can get in 19s, that's what I'm really focused on this season. Not really more about fitness, but more about building my body to have a bigger body to be able to compete with older league or older age groups.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So putting on some size for the seniors and under 19s. So the strength aspect of your program will be pretty critical. We'll probably look to move you, now that you've had a year under your belt in the athletic development stream of our programming. I think with that goal, it would be good to move towards the gainers program, which has a little more volume in the gym, to help you with that goal. What about your nutrition, mate? Is that something that you've spent some time on over the years, or is that something that you're looking to focus on?
Well, when I first your junior footy, obviously your parents basically decide what you eat, and it was pretty good. But one off season got I have to admit I got overweight. Been working hard to get it off, but past couple of years I've been noticing it's been getting better and better. Obviously, I've taken especially my dad. He's opened my eyes to diets and showed what I can do off good food. Because before, once I got a job in a high school, that's probably a 5 minute walk across from Audi. I just went completely nuts. Not good. But then it really showed me, because I felt sick every weekend. Didn't play well, so it really opened my eyes to see, okay, I really got to start eating some good food. Of course, I still eat the occasional lollies like every week, because well, it's good treat to have, like reward yourself as well, especially if you're feeling a lot of stress as well. So it's good to have a good balance of good food and obviously rewarding yourself for eating good, doing good, playing good, like schoolwork as well. Just really keeps you in a good mindset.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah, having that balanced approach, I think, is a healthy and sustainable approach, mate. So it sounds like you take on that advice really well, but also you're keeping it realistic into what's sustainable for yourself, and ultimately what's sustainable is probably where you're going to see the best results. If you go too extreme, change from one to the other, it's probably something that you might resort back to your old habits. So, I think the nutrition aspect of your goal will be really important, particularly around, like you said, getting in real food, but also upping your protein intake as well to help with the recovery side and help with adding that critical mass, that muscle mass. Obviously, the gym's the place where you stress the body to adapt, but ultimately your sleep and nutrition's where the increase in muscle size happens. So that will definitely be critical, mate. And is that something that you would look to maintain your position off the half back line, or would you look towards moving up the ground? Where do you see yourself playing seniors?
Uh, for the first seniors, I wouldn't mind playing halfback because and they gave me some good advice. Like if it'll be really good if you're like an absolute gun backman that can also play mid. It gives you some flexibility as well, because like mids are supposed to play everywhere, so it's good to have always coaches love defend first. So if you're a backman that can play mid, not a mid that doesn't like playing back, then it's good to already have that skill set under playing back. Like so if you get thrown in backline, you're not going to panic and like just kind of go, oh, I really hate backline. I don't want to be here, and just show and you show the coaches like, oh, this kid doesn't want to play back. Maybe you don't want him here. Maybe he's not the right fit. But if you have that experience, have that skill set already pre going in, then yeah, coaches see it, go, oh yeah, he's willing to take one for the team, willing to put his body on the line, and it's just good to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. What main obstacles do you currently face over the next year that are going to challenge you towards, I guess, putting on that size and putting that extra strength, building that AFL body, do you think?
Uh, Probably over the off season, a lot like you really don't since footy's not in season, you're not really as focused, but that's where it comes in the mental part. Being able to keep locked in on a diet, locked in on your training, and just kind of always be prepared because obviously there's going to be obstacles. Maybe get sick, maybe there's an injury, like what I sprained my foot and was out for a couple of weeks and put on a bit of weight, but I was right back to it as soon as I could start getting going again. So there's gonna be some obstacles, maybe sick or maybe your friends like kind of make fun of you, but like there's just small obstacles that you have to just move past and keep focused on the goal. Just keep remembering why I'm doing this and why you're got the program to help you build up your body or whatever goals you have.
Yep. And we're talking about off air, and you mentioned a little bit earlier about the stress that school can bring. Next year, I believe you'll be going into year 12. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously stress will be at its peak, being the final year of high school. What are some strategies you've got in place to help, I guess, mitigate that stress during year 12 and like you said, keep focus with your obviously priority being school, but also getting in around being your best self around your football, your training, and your lifestyle.
It's good having a structured like calendar. So like for instance, get home from school, maybe do like an hour of homework and then like take a break by going to the gym, just really focusing on yourself and then maybe come back and also do some studying and then obviously dinner and eat good. Obviously gonna have to take a lot more responsibility, especially going into a higher year level where you gain more responsibility, more having to look after yourself and just if you're serious about football, school, then gonna have to really create a good plan for studying and maintaining my program and building up my body.
Yeah, good answer, mate. That's so is that something that you're doing already at the moment, or that's something you're planning to start the calendar and
The
prioritize?
calendar, I've got somewhat of a calendar because obviously with work I've had to schedule a bit, but it's definitely going to be something I go into year 12, maybe during holidays or this year over that summer holiday break, just start developing, looking at my classes, and obviously seeing what times I'll have free because there'll be some days because we've got a free period or a study period now where I might do my homework then go home and like switch it up a bit, do like gym first, maybe then homework. But it'll definitely be something I'm looking at next year.
Yeah, yeah, that's smart. Smart to be proactive in that space, because no doubt there'll be times where it will feel overwhelming, and you'll have plenty of sacks and exams coming in a dense period. But if you can, at least get 80% of the program done, and commit yourself to that, don't put too much pressure on yourself on completing every exercise or every set and rep. But if you can complete the first 4 exercises of the gym program and 80% of the conditioning program, I think you'll be in a really good spot to challenge yourself to get into that 19s program and ultimately the seniors, and set that goal. You mentioned around the challenges of, I guess, work as well. How many hours a week are you fitting in work, and will that change next year?
Well, right now I work at a golf course, so it gets very busy during the summer. But obviously, since I have more time available during the off season, it's really easy to manage as well. Because nice I would have training, I'd swap that to gym sessions, and obviously being able to fit in more gym sessions. But during the winter, during footy season, it's really easy because then it really dies down. I think I'm getting about right now, since it's transitioning to winter summer, it's about one shift a week, so about 4 hours per week. So it's really good. But during that summer, when I first started last year, I was getting around about four shifts a week, so about 16 hours. I was even averaging like 20 hour because start on Sundays. So it's kind of hard adjusting to the course of the weather and obviously what golf is like. Can't really expect golf to, you can't predict where it's going to peak and where it's going to kind of slow down a bit. So it's kind of hard, but obviously you have a rough idea.
Yeah, 100%. No, that's awesome, mate. That's good. Good to have something to focus on outside of your footy as well. On that note, are there any other sort of hobbies or things you like to do? We're talking about gaming off air. It sounds like you got
Yeah.
some serious tech there in the room.
Oh yeah.
What are some other to do in your downtime?
Um, I like playing a lot of like as I said before, I like F1, so I like doing a lot of sim racing, uh, a lot of like react. It's really good. It helps the reaction as well because I've noticed a couple of times instead of instant decisions as well. A lot of times before I would hesitate, but now it's kind of more like instantaneous. So I reckon that's helped me a bit as well. And
Hmm.
obviously being able to play with friends, just have relief stress. I obviously just talk with them, uh, especially since the mate I was talking about gym program, he moved schools last year. So it's good to catch up with him on the game as well and like still keep connected.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic, mate. Well, thanks so much for jumping on, Alex. Congratulations again on a really successful year, both on individual point of view, but also with the team, getting that ultimate success at the end of the year, winning the premiership. I think we talked a little bit off air as well. There was a bit of disappointment last year in the finals campaign. So to be able to step it up and get that win would be really satisfying. And it sounds like you're hungrier than ever, which is awesome to see. Sometimes after success, there can be a bit of complacency, but already you've set your goals and sights on furthering up and making impact in the 19s and seniors. So looking forward to seeing how the journey unfolds, mate. And shout out to Ben Frith as well. Obviously, he's helped you with your coaching this year. I love those analogies that he came up with to improve your acceleration and sprinting mechanics. For anyone that has any follow-up questions, is there a best place to shout out, whether it be on social media or get in contact, Alex? Or
Yeah, just social media. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, just on Instagram. I think that's all I really use. Don't really use anything else other than social media and obviously talking to my mates on different platforms.
very good. Yeah, well, check out Alex on Instagram, and thank you for everyone that's tuned in live as well. If you are interested in joining the program, there is a free 14-day trial, so you can try out our online program for free. And then if you want to work with one of our coaches, we're coming to the peak season, so make sure to reach out before all the schedules are booked out. But best place to reach me is either on social media like Alex. You can direct messages there or at my email, jack@preparelikeapro.com. Look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thanks, Alex.